Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Dear Evan Hansen, the generation-defining Broadway phenomenon is now a highly anticipated new motion picture that will open in theaters on September 24th. And I caught up with some of the cast and creatives, including Tony, Emmy, and Grammy Award winner Ben Platt, Academy Award winner Julianne Moore, and the film's director, Steven Chbosky. So enjoy meeting the company of Dear Evan Hansen. What made being a part of this so special for you?
Oh my God, so many different parts. An incredible cast, an incredible group of musicians and songwriters and writers who created it. It being a piece that people resonate with so deeply, and that means so much, especially to so many young people. Um, and yeah, being invited to play a character who's already so beloved on the stage and a part of something that is already, yeah, so renowned and such a special piece. It's like truly such a privilege.
How well did you know the show before you got cast in the film?
I was aware of Dear Evan Hansen. I actually know this actor Ben Ross, who played Evan. Yeah, and so I was familiar with it. I knew that it was incredible. I knew that it was a huge deal. But honestly, I never got the chance to see it on the stage in person, unfortunately. And the time will come, and I'm excited for that. Yeah, so I didn't know exactly what I was getting into when I first started reading the script. And then I was just so deeply moved by the end, like weeping onto the pages, kind of moved, and understood, like, oh, this is why this is so important.
What a great role. Talk about what you love about her, what it was like playing her and getting to know her. And she's like millions of girls that live all around the world.
Yeah, totally. Well, what was so special and such a privilege about this opportunity was that we had the space and the time to
Yeah.
kind of expand upon Alana in a way that there's just not room for on the stage. And so we got to decide exactly who she was and kind of her inner machinations and decide how that would present itself in her song too. And so I think what I related to about her was this kind of like do it all, go getter, sort of overachiever. But what we really wanted to explore was like what is going on underneath that. And what Stephen Levinson folded so beautifully into the script already is that, Alana has anxiety. Alana's on Lexapro, 10 milligrams. This happens to be the exact same medication that I'm on. And so, in that way, I definitely really related to her. And it felt really synchronistic. And I love that she's complex in that way. I think people who have mental neurodivergence and are struggling with anxiety and depression are so vastly different. It presents itself in so many different ways. And so to kind of have a space and a time to talk about, there are some people who really overcompensate for this by just never being still. And some people who are really good at maintaining a facade. And what happens when that facade drops and we actually have conversations about what they're feeling or experiencing? That felt like the most meaningful and exciting to me.
Okay, you mentioned the song. The Broadway World fans are so excited to hear the brand new song that you co-wrote with Pasek and Paul, who are some of my dearest friends. I mean, for your
Aww.
Alana, what can you tell us?
Ah! I'm absolutely terrified. One, I am also exhilarated too. So yeah, Benj, Justin, and I wrote the song together. We wrote it actually while I was in Copenhagen getting my citizenship because I'm half Danish. So we started writing the song on Zoom. Actually, we wrote the entire song together on Zoom, and it was a wild, delirious, beautiful process. Many late nights, many like getting stuck on a loop on one particular lyric and deciding which word to use and putting a lot of care and time into it. But I think we're all really proud of what came out of it, and I think hopefully the song really folds into the messaging of the piece already, and just speaks to that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and we talk about what we're going through. Yeah.
No, because like I said, I always thought she needed a song all of her own. And it's just so perfect that what I love about the film, because the film is absolutely brilliant. It's, they wrote this a few years ago. So much has changed in the world with people's behavior and how we accept things and everything else. And I just think what they've done with the film is just taken the show a step further, and so the song is sort of, it's out there, like some people have sort of leaked what the name of it was and everything else, but the fans here are really cannot wait to see this film. Talk about working with Ben Platt and this incredible cast.
Oh my goodness. It was incredible. I mean, I got to see Ben perform You Will Be Found in an auditorium full of people. So even though I didn't get to see him on the stage, I got to see him perform that song for an auditorium full of our extras who were all like diehard fans of Dear Evan Hansen. So it was really emotional for everybody. There were like girls in the front row bawling their eyes out. And that was kind of like a strange, beautiful parallel between like the way that they were resonating with the song in the moment and then what's happening in the film. Everyone in this movie is really incredible, really authentic, really like fearless in terms of just dedicating their hearts to their characters and this project. And I think that felt really natural for everybody because it does feel so meaningful to us. And, even working within entertainment is really weird. And you don't necessarily always get the opportunity to be your authentic self and speak to what you might be experiencing. But to do that through these characters and to process those things together as a cast was incredible. And also Stephen Chbosky is such a pure and bright soul. And the only thing he cares about, I feel like, in this world is making people feel less alone, and making them feel seen and understood. And so to have his guidance and like his like loving hand always ensuring that we were returning to that basis, to that authenticity, it was amazing. Yeah.
So now that you've done Dear Evan Hansen, would you like to come to Broadway and appear in something?
Oh my goodness. That would scare me.
Really?
That would really scare me. I'm not a Broadway trained professional, and like even being brought into this film, like I really hope deeply that those who are within the world of Broadway or love musicals and love this musical resonate with my depiction of Alana. I feel so grateful to be a part of a long lineage of actresses playing this character. I don't know if that's the world for me, but you know what? Maybe I will grow, and you never know how life will unfold. And I do love musicals. I really love musicals. I could see myself in that world, but it seems very daunting at the moment.
Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why.
Have you been doing those letters to yourself with Dr. Sherman?
I've been trying to. Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
No one signed your cast. Now we can both pretend we are friends.
I'm sorry about my brother.
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? I wish everything was different. Wish I was part of something. I wish that anything I said mattered. Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that's mine. I'll just take it.
Wait, I need that back. Like you could fall, and no one would hear.
Connor took a letter from me, and it was an assignment from my therapist.
Ew.
Even when the dark comes crashing through.
Connor's mother and stepfather here to see you.
When you need a friend to carry you.
Connor wanted you to have this.
And when you're broken on the ground.
Dear Evan Hansen, he wrote it to you.
His last words, Connor took his own life.
Hey, what?
I'm sorry, Connor didn't write this.
No, please. It's this.
You will be found.
We didn't think Connor had any friends.
I mean, you really gonna tell these people that the only thing they have left of their son is a letter that you wrote to yourself?
So, you and Connor, tell us something, please.
Right. I started talking, and
You couldn't stop.
they didn't want me to stop.
I'm putting together a memorial service. If you wanted to do something,
Connor showed me that I wasn't alone. Nobody is.
So let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
I didn't know that you were hurting.
'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
a lot of people feel like us.
you can reach out your hand.
People started sharing it. It's everywhere.
I don't understand what happened.
You did.
You don't know how much you've given my family and me.
You will be found. Let the sun come streaming in. 'Cause you reach out, then you rise again. If you only look,
Were you ever actually friends with him?
I never meant to make it such a mess. I was trying to help. If you knew who I am, just how broken I am.
I already know you.